Welcome back to Keith's FIFA 18 story. My name is Ricky, and today Lincoln City are taking on Preston North End in League One play. Just before we get started, let me just quickly update you on League One. Lincoln City are currently 10th overall. That's right, I said 10th. They are 12 points out of first place and only 1 point out of the playoffs. So, I mean, it's still very early. It's October, I think. So, you know, but I just wanted to quickly update you on that. Oh, yeah, there's the table right there. As you can see, Lincoln City 10th. Our goal differential is actually what's going to keep us out of the playoffs, not more than anything else. But a win here would go a long way to getting us into the top 5. So, a draw, probably we would not get into the playoffs. Because of our goal differential is -1. Because that is what happens when you play on professional skill level, but aren't really ready for it. Yeah, so it seems like getting out of professional skill level was a good idea. Going back to semi-pro, at least until I get better at the game. That was not a foul. That was Keith accidentally running into the other player because the camera wasn't close enough for me to realize where Keith was. This game, this particular episode is quite special because this is the first episode of any Nintendo Switch video that I have recorded that I'm recording with my brand new Pro Controller because I bought it today. In fact, I literally went to buy it today, and that's an adventure I'm not going to tell, at least at this point. But I bought it today so I could record with this today versus waiting and not being able to record FIFA. That was just right at the keeper. Having to record FIFA with my Joy-Cons this week and not being able to get it recorded. You know, waiting till Fortnite to get it off. So I'm not going to talk too much about the Pro Controller. To be honest with you, I don't feel like I'm any better with the Pro Controller in FIFA. Fortnite's a different story, but definitely feel I don't feel I will say this about the Pro Controller. This is probably the last thing on top of the Pro Controller is that it may be the most comfortable controller I've ever used. Up until this point, it was the GameCube controller, so it was still Nintendo. This is incredibly comfortable. The closest thing I can compare it to is actually my Retro Fighters Nintendo 64 controller, which I've never made a video on because I keep forgetting to. Because I'm a very bad YouTuber. And it feels very similar to that. Ah, he was offsides. I honestly thought he was onside. It was the way the angle was, I thought he was onside. I would not have passed the ball to him if I had. Anyway, so today I'm going to tell you about an update in Keith's life. I should tell you that Keith has gotten Player of the Week twice, I think. I think once before last week's episode and once since the game we played last week. So that's really exciting. That wasn't happening on professional skill level. Although I feel like there's still some hangovers from professional skill level. Like, I feel like we're not quite as good. Lincoln City isn't quite as good as we were last season. But that could just be flat out that off the post. Off the post again. Oh. I need Keith to get an assist. He's also like 7th overall in goals with 6 or something, or he's 6th overall with 7th or something like that. I don't remember. So yeah, professional skill level I was not ready for professional skill level. Maybe with the Pro Controller we'll get better and I can get ready for professional skill level. It seems unlikely. I don't think it was the controller that was the problem. Also, goal. That's exciting. 39 minutes into the game. That's fun. Let's check it out. I mean, I wish Keith had been on it because I'd like Keith to get some assists, but oh, by the way, I should mention that Preston North End is actually currently overall. Oh, Keith, that was a terrible pass. I should have passed it harder. But yeah, so after their last game, Keith went out to a local bar. Now Keith doesn't drink, but he does enjoy going out on the town in Lincoln and having fun and interacting with the fans or just people in general. And there was a girl. And if you remember last season, I'll tell you about it in the second half. So if you remember last season, I talked a little bit about Keith's trouble with girls, which is to say that he tends to fall in love with them quite quickly, quite fast, and very rarely do they feel the same way he does. He tends to not rein it in the way he should, and this is a problem. He is a romantic. Get back on the ball, Keith. There we go. Not who I wanted to pass it to, but it is okay. Oh, if he had put it in the back of the net, that would have been great. So, last year, Keith met a girl, and I don't remember her name. Last season, I should say, Keith met a girl. Nothing ever happened with said girl. It was just kind of this flirtatious thing, and that was awesome. I don't know what happened, but that was awesome. I want to watch the replay for White House. All right, let's. I want to watch this because I'm not 100% certain what happened. So, oh, it looked like it just kind of went off of him. In the game right before this, Keith scored a goal that was awesome. The team we were playing there, one of their defenders tried to clear the ball but missed the ball, and Keith just stuck his foot out, and it went into the back of the net because the keeper wasn't ready for it either. Oh, it was great. Those are my favorite goals. The goals where you're just like, wait a second, how did I score? I'm confused. Those are the best goals. They're rarely the prettiest. They're rarely like the beautiful goals in the beautiful game. They're usually ugly and disgusting and lucky, and in my opinion, that's the best way to play the game. Yeah, that was a penalty, I think, on the keeper, which would lead Keith to playing. Yes, it was a yellow card. Yeah. Are you sure maybe it was a red card? It feels like it might have been a red card. Well, Keith might get his goal after all. Okay. Oh! At the last second, my finger slipped. And it shifted that way and then back that way. That wasn't great. That wasn't great. That wasn't great. And we're on semi-pro. I'm not sure I've missed a penalty on semi-pro. I know I've missed a penalty on professional skill level. Where are we over there? Anyway, so Keith was at this bar, and he was drinking a Coke, and this girl came up to him and said, "Aren't you Keith Morgan, the striker for Lincoln City?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am. It's always nice to meet a fan." And, so they started talking. Her name is Quinn. She's actually from the States as well. She's actually doing a junior year abroad type program in Cambridge, at Cambridge University, which is not in Lincoln, by the way. But she just happens to be, one of her friends that she's met is from Lincoln, so she's made at Cambridge, and so they went to see Lincoln City play recently, a few times, and so she was out with her friend who had met a guy and was full on making out with him in the middle of this bar, which was unpleasant for everybody who was watching it. Please don't do that. And so, having that conversation, they just talked for a little while. She doesn't have a phone number. Well, she does, I guess, but she doesn't ever use it. Back of the net. Thomas, back of the net. Oh. I really want Keith to have an assist more than I want anything else right now. More than I want Keith to have a girlfriend, because, I mean, that's just headaches. But I guess it's kind of nice for him to meet an American. There are very few Americans in his life. The new forwards coach at Lincoln City is the new assistant coach is American. But that's basically it. So even if nothing else, I think Keith's just happy to meet another American. Although she is from Oregon, an area of the country he is only almost been to. But wait, hang on. Did that game take place? That was in Seattle, right? Yeah. The friendly was in Seattle. Which is not in Oregon, I know. So 2 minutes of added time. All right, guys, we can get a third goal, which will really help our goal differential, because our goal differential is -1, and now it's going to be +1 if I'm doing my math right. Which will be exciting. So yeah, no, I mean nothing's really happened with her yet. So with Quinn yet. So I'll be keeping my eye on it though, because it could become a distraction. So 5.9 player rating, not really great, not bad, but not really great either. No goals, 3 shots. I mean, he's been playing really well when I haven't been recording, so I guess there's that. This has been Keith's FIFA 18 story. Thank you for watching. Come back soon for more FIFA 18.